Hola Español Uno. Hoy vamos a charlar sobre el pretérito en español. Basically, we'll talk about the past tense in Spanish. There are two forms, the preterite and the imperfect. Today, we are going to look at the preterite. Next year, amigos, we'll look at the imperfect. No te preocupes, okay? So, for your first conjugation group verbs, your AR verbs in español, when we talk about the preterite, we're using the preterite form to talk about the past in a sense of an action that's been completed. This lends itself nicely to Latin class. I know Mr. Malin and Mr. Flynn work really hard to, and Mr. Lozardo work very hard to establish that foundation for you. If you're really good at this in Latin, then you can be like, oh, it's just like Latin. If you are not so great at it, don't worry, because you can learn it for the first time and master it. No te preocupes, okay? So if you can make those connections, please make those connections. It will align nicely, okay? So back to this with your first conjugation group verbs, and this is going to look a little crazy at first. No, it's not a typo. So for the first one, if it's a yo form, it'll end in an e, so it's e. And then the two form is aste, and then the third singular is o. So y aste o. Lave, lavaste, lavó. Accents matter, okay? The o here in the lavar verb, when we have the accent on it, it's going to tell us, hey, that's third singular of the preterite. Or if we don't have the accent on it, it's going to be first singular of the present, okay? So it looks the same, it sounds the same, that accent is important. Okay, ¿está bien? So, por favor, vamos a ver aquí. We'll talk about lavamos y lavaron, okay? This is all from página 377 en el libro. So, we have something crazy. By the way, the preterite has a slew of irregular verbs, okay? We'll talk about it next year when we get back into the class, and we'll make a fabulous folder and have some great information on how to group these, okay? So take a deep breath. This is not the worst of it, although it seems like a lot. So right here, if it's a first conjugation group verb, meaning it's an AR verb, and it ends in a CAR, GAR, or ZAR, it's going to take an orthographic change so that it maintains the sound. If it's a CAR, that C is going to change to a QU, and then we add that E. If we are a GAR verb, it's going to change to a GU, and then we add the E with an accent, and then the ZAR is going to change the Z to a CE. This only happens in the yo form for these groups so that we can maintain the sound. What happens with E with some consonants, it changes the way they sound, and that's why we want to avoid that change. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So for a verb like buscar, it only happens in this yo form. We want it to say busqué. Without it, we would say busé. If we had B-U-S-C-E, it's busé. No, we want busqué. Busqué, buscaste, buscó, buscamos, buscaron. That's not a typo either. If you notice that first singular, if you notice that first plural, the amos is the same as the present, you're right. What tells us the difference, Senora? The context. You would know by the context, okay? ¿Está bien? That's not a typo. Okay, let's take a look at the GUE change here. So jugar would be jugué, not jugué. If we didn't have this U here, it would be jugué. No, we went jugué. Jugué, jugaste, jugó, jugamos, jugaron. Again, jugó, we have our accent here. Empezar, we need the ZAR to change to a CE. So it's empecé, empezaste, empezó, empezamos, empezaron. Let's take a look at your second and third conjugation group verbs, your ER, IR verbs, okay? What's nice about this, guys, they share endings. Yay! What's not so nice about this is there's something crazy with stem changes / vowel mutations we'll talk about, okay? So right here, your ER and IR verbs, your second and third conjugation groups, they are the exact same, okay? So that looks like iste, io, imos, and ieron. The way that I remember this, right here, the IO, everyone wears a hat to the party. So you have to dot the I and put an accent on your O, okay? So here's how I would explain this in class when we talk about stem changes. It's 3 and 3. What does that mean? It means it only happens in your third conjugation group, the IR verbs. And it only happens in your third person. So it's third singular and third plural. Here's what's great and kind of not so great. You just need to memorize it, sorry. But this textbook helps and does a great job of showing you in parentheses. If it is a vowel mutation / stem change, it'll show you that vowel mutation stem change in parentheses next to the infinitive. if you see two vowels next to an infinitive, you're looking at an IR verb, friend, and that second vowel lets you know what the preterite vowel mutation / stem change is. ¿Está bien? Okay, so let's look at this. It's important to know, just like when we're talking about the vowel or the orthographic changes for your AR verbs that only take place in the yo form, they only take place in the yo form. That's why I have a star right here. These only take place in your third person. We only want to see them down here, okay? So if we're looking at a verb like dormir, and we're looking at it in your textbook, it's going to have parentheses. It'll show you the UE. That means the stem change happens O to UE. You just need to memorize that, sorry. The second one, the second vowel lets us know, oh, that's the preterite. So it's dormí, dormiste, dormió, dormimos, dormieron. So see the U's here? It only happens here. The next one, pedir, and I don't have a fun rule for this. It's I and I get it. I understand. I'm not sure. I have nothing for you. So it doesn't have a modified vowel mutation. The E to I's are going to be E to I, whether they're in the present or the preterite. So pedí, I'm sorry. This is a senora oopsie. I got distracted by my kids. Shocking. And I messed up this. So there's no reason. This isn't special. This is a oopsie. I'm just going to own it. It's a mistake. But it's pediste, if you can see that, P-E-D-I-S-T-E. It's not supposed to be special. I do apologize. And then there's pidió, pedimos, pidieron. Preferir would be the same way. Remember that it's the vowel closest to the infinitive ending that we would take for the vowel mutation. In the present, it would be E to I-E. In the preterite, it's E to I, only in here.